You're listening to the Slow Ride Podcast. Bikes, advice, and rumors straight from the source. TheSlowRidePodcast.com and on Twitter at SlowRidePod. Enjoy the ride.
Hello and welcome to the 268th episode of the Slow Ride Podcast. This is Tim in sunny Orlando, Florida.
This is Matt in kind of sunny, kind of cloudy Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Anyway, this is Spencer in Boston, Massachusetts. Weather is, I don't know, kind of October, kind of chilly. We have fall here. So you guys know this. Growing up in Minnesota, you've got summer and you've got winter. And here, now that I've moved to New England, I'm experiencing fall for the first time, for more than 3 or 4 days. And it's interesting.
Okay. I was going to say we have fall, but 3 or 4 days, you're right.
So it's the good weather karma has hit you.
Yeah. If I had good weather, I'm saying I had good weather today, but yesterday it was 40 and raining, and I was riding through ankle-deep mud in an orchard. So, weather changes quick.
Doing a little cyclocross weather up there, little guy.
It was definitely cyclocross weather. My bottom bracket knows it was cyclocross weather, and it doesn't work anymore.
See,
so little guy, what? Were you on the same bike that you had in Madison?
No, I was on my other bike, so now both my bikes are a little bit broken.
Okay, and remind me, what kind of pedals are you running?
I run Shimano pedals because I'm not one of you weirdos that believes in times for some reason.
So
my pedals actually, I can clip in and out of them during a muddy race.
That's weird. I've never had a problem with my Time Atex, but let me tell you a little story. Today I went for a bike ride, and it was nice and sunny when it rolled out, and then all of a sudden it started pouring rain. And so I instantly got discouraged because I had this beautifully, fresh from the mechanic, clean bike, right? Like they had done the clean the drivetrain. Everything was looking great on the moots. And then I got all the road spray. And here in Florida, the roads are kind of like that permanent after the snow thaws in Minnesota with all the sand on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when the rain kind of kicks up, so your hands get the sand between your fingers and all that. And I'm like, I'm going to have to wash my bike, right? But I was riding with a pretty cool group of people, and I knew it was a really cool group of people when I got to a stoplight and I looked down at two of my favorite people that I ride bikes with, the Selbies, and they both had Time pedals on, Time RXS pedals. And I was so excited because I feel like they're the only other people in Orlando that ride with Time pedals, which are by far the superior road pedal of choice. And we were commiserating about how none of the local bike shops here in Orlando carry Time pedals or Time cleats, and how we then have to go online to buy them. And we feel kind of bad because we really want to give money to local bike shops, but we can't, because none of them have seen the light, and they all buy Look pedals, and it drives me nuts. And SPDR pedals. What has happened to Time pedals? They are the best pedals, hands down, especially on the road.
I mean,
I don't know.
Clearly their marketing is subpar to some of these other companies, but I feel like somewhere along the line they got that reputation like Campy has, where it's just expensive for no real good reason. And while I don't believe the argument about Campy either, I can completely see why people think that. With Time pedals, on the other hand, I don't know. They are absolutely worth the money, in my opinion.
Is it the thing with the Time? I mean, I know they're maybe a little bit more money, but Time at one point in time had about 80% of the market, I'm assuming, on the roadside, right? They were the first clipless.
Yeah, well, I think, it was Time and it was Look, and they probably each had about 50%, I would say.
So what happened? Was it just that people didn't like to support the 35-hour work week?
No.
What was going on?
I'll tell you what happened.
Look is a French company as well, man.
Yeah.
One of the things I think is always weird is a lot of other companies have at least either bitten pretty hard or paid the patent fees to basically make Look pedals.
That's the secret.
Under their own thing. I wonder if Time either didn't they were charging a weird price and they didn't want anybody else to get some of their stuff, or it was just luck of the draw that other company, because like Shimano makes basically a look pedal, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
like
it's all a licensing thing. Look ended up being a smarter business somehow by licensing that out to Shimano and other copycats, and that just became the default.
I know pedals are probably one of the things on a bike that once you become brand specific, you're not going to change. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's like pedals are probably the one thing that you're always going to keep throughout, no matter what your bike's.
Right.
I mean, even tires, you'll probably make a switch every now and then.
Right.
Pedals, you're pretty much always locked in unless you're like a pro rider and they're buying you your gear. And it just seems that like once you lose your foothold, man, wow, what a segue.
Nailing it.
Once you lose your foothold in the pedal game, you just lose your market share. And I mean, time pedals, when I see someone on time, I get so excited. ATACs, not so much, because I feel ATACs are a little bit more popular, especially up in the northern parts of the country, right? With like the winter shedding of ice and all of that, like time works great. But just when I see an RXS pedal or an iClick, I get so excited. The low profile, they just look so awesome.
You know, Tim, I hate to cut you off, but like we're definitely in the 5 or 6 email range of complaints for the length of time that we've been talking about time at this point. So we're going to have to move along.
All right, guys, let's get right into it. Little guy, you being the e-cycling expert of the podcast.
Interesting.
Would you like to tell us what happened when the British e-bike racing champion was stripped of his title on Friday of this week?
Thanks for the segue on that one. I don't know, because I don't have any idea. You guys are going to have to fill me in on this. I just know it happened.
Were you aware that there was a national championship for indoor cycling
I did not actually know there was until I saw that somebody was stripped of it.
He had a jersey and everything.
I learned.
It was kind of a big deal when Britain signed up for they made an agreement with Zwift to hold the e-bike racing national championships. One of the first countries to do this. How embarrassing, Spencer, is it that Zwift and the British Anti-Doping Administration, I don't even know who had to do it, the British National Cycling Federation stripped the title. I'm not even going to say the guy's name because I don't want to sully the importance of this title.
You don't want to give him any...
the e-title.
His name does not deserve to be said after what he pulled.
You don't want to give him the SEO.
Little guy, he lied about his weight per kilogram.
Didn't he lie pretty drastically, though?
Oh, wait. No, he didn't lie about his weight per kilogram. That's what's totally messed up about this whole thing. When I heard the guy doped, I was like, all right, probably not doing some blood doping, because that would be really next level.
Yeah.
He definitely lied about his weight.
Be hilarious.
So that he was going faster for the amount of power he was putting out, right?
Yeah, that seems like
that's what you would think.
Way.
Spencer, how did this gentleman lie? Why was this guy suspended?
You're going to have to fill me in on this because I've got some theories, but I don't know if they're true. And I've seen some amazing video content coming across the social media feeds that I don't know if it's just like, oh, look at what you can do, or if that's what this guy did, or what.
So it has nothing to do with physiology.
It's incredible.
Nothing at all to do with physiology. Here's how he doped, little guy.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Is that he was using the quote-unquote Tron bike.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a bike, little guy, that if you ride something like 50,000 meters combined over the course of your Zwift cycling career, you can upgrade your bike. And there is a bike at the top level that's like a light cycle bike. It totally looks like a video game
neon
bike.
Wheels, yeah.
Wait,
neon
so it
wheels.
looks like a video game bike in a video game?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Well, no, because there's other bikes that you can get. Like you can get the Cervelo P5 or whatever, and then you can get the Pinarello R3. But they've done testing that the Tron bike is like 16 seconds faster than the normal entry-level bike. So this guy never earned this Tron bike. So he shows up to the national championships. They're all on the Tron bikes that he's competing against. The way he got his was because he had a computer program that simulated him riding so that he could get the 50,000 meters ascent without him actually pedaling the bike, so that he could get like the fancy one.
But did he ride? So he faked his way to the fancy bike, but did he ride in the national championship? Like that was his own legs?
Yes, absolutely. That's what's so messed up about this whole thing is that he faked like the tryout. He faked to get the equipment.
Yeah, he faked to get on even footing with everyone else. Is what you're saying?
That's not.
And that's what's so messed up.
Then that's like if you got busted after winning a crit because you robbed the local bike shop to steal some Zip 303s, and that's not doping. That's just robbery.
Exactly. So essentially, he did his doping by riding a fake bike that he didn't win in the game play.
Got it.
Like,
what?
And this is my problem with this whole thing. How is that an issue? Like, if he's up on stage, he's checked out. Like, I thought it was going to be weight. That's why I made that joke earlier that didn't play so well with you guys because you didn't know about this. Is that?
Oh yeah.
I thought the joke was about. I thought it was him lying about his weight per kilogram. No, it's because he was using in-game equipment that he didn't earn.
Now, I did see a video floating around my social media earlier. Now, I thought perhaps this is what this guy did. But this was somebody who had their laptop with Zwift open, set up on their kitchen counter next to their KitchenAid mixer that had a cadence meter attached to it, and they just turned it on.
Just turned it on to puree.
Yeah.
Just like, woo.
And the bike was like cruising along in the video game. So that was another way you could just take a break for a while, I guess, in the middle of the national championships.
That's so good. If like, oh no, like as he's up on stage riding his bike, he's like, I could really go for a smoothie, and he presses the button. Yep. I just have I have no problem with the national championship of esports, but Zwift, get your act together. Don't create bikes that mean different things. Like that. Like, problem solved. Put everybody on the same variable, right? Like, isn't that the
right? Like, there can be different bikes. I get it. Aesthetically, you don't like. It's pretty boring to look at Zwift anyway. But if everybody looks exactly the same, that's super boring. So I get the idea of having different bikes and even earning them for whatever. But like, they shouldn't be faster, right? Like,
so
yeah. By this logic, like Mads should have to give the jersey to Trenton because the track looked nicer.
Well, I know you're doing a sweet segue attempt here, little guy, but I'm not done with Zwift because really? I just want to talk.
I was really hoping we might be done.
No, give me just a second here.
Okay.
In Zwift, you're allowed to ride without a helmet. Here's my question: can you win the national championship without riding in a helmet, or do they violate that? Because like that's kind of the same thing that this guy did.
Is there any sort of aerodynamic advantage to wearing or not wearing the helmet in Zwift? This is what we need to get to the bottom of.
Oh, yeah.
Right, well,
you get the.
Let's get into.
You elevate to the top level, you just get a backward cycling cap, like Jan time trialing in the 90s.
Just with
you're by far the fastest.
Just with the perfect amount of luft.
Yeah.
Speaking of top level, let's get to the World Championships. When Mads Pedersen debuted this weekend, his Trek, Madone, and World Championship jersey, and you have come to the right place. The Slow Ride Podcast is going to critique what it is that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
First up, gentlemen, the jersey. Overall, what are the thoughts on the World Championship jersey put together by Trek and I believe Santini, the kit sponsor, the kit maker?
Yeah. I like it. I give it a 9 out of 10. Classy, traditional. I don't know. I like it.
Looks good. The only way you'd get 10 out of 10 is if FDJ was on the World Championship kit duty and they didn't even have a sponsor on there.
Because there'd be no sponsors. But no, I think this one's
I thought it looked pretty good.
It looks really good. It's simple and yeah, I love it. So
you know what I like about it is it's a little bit more pronounced on the sleeves. The sleeve bands are pretty good. Mm-hmm. So kind of taking a chapter out of the Peter Sagan book of just overdoing the sleeve band size.
Owning those sleeves.
Now,
Spencer,
unfortunately,
what's Spencer think? We haven't heard what Spencer thinks.
Oh, no, I think it looks great. I mean,
okay.
I think they did a good job blending in the sponsor logos so they're not too crazy. I really liked the fact that he went with black shorts and they didn't try to push some boundaries. The marketing department, kept it in check in that regard, so that's good. Really classy looking kit. I struggled to find anything that I dislike about it.
So unfortunately with that kit, that means that Alejandro Valverde is back into his Spanish national championship kit.
Oh,
so
no.
I didn't know he was Spanish national champion.
I forgot he was Spanish national champion kit as well. But, and then friend of the podcast, Michael Moran, who is one of the lead, or he is the lead paint like graphic designer out at Trek headquarters in Madison. It was great seeing him out at the Trek Cross Cup. Over a 24-hour like nonstop session, he helped design and then work with the paint team to create 3 of the bikes for Mads Peterson. The Madone bike. Guys, this may be my favorite part of the whole kit. Like the kit looks good, but the bike is sharp.
It does look good.
Like the broad stripes coming out of the head tube into the top tube.
Yeah.
I am a big fan. Spencer, your thoughts?
It's kind of incredible when you look at the bike, because it seems like the world champion motif on it is subtle, but it's also massive. Like it's a huge section of the bike that they've painted with these stripes, but it's not overpowering, and it's just a very tastefully done job. And maybe that's partly the shapes of the Madone that helps them with that, but it's just an all around good looking bike. So
you're right. It's huge. It overtakes the bike, but it's in a classy way. Like it's kind of like, it's just a sharp looking bike. I do like the detail on the down near the bottom bracket, on the kind of the juncture on the rear side of the bottom bracket, where it has like 291K like crossed out, and then it says like 252K for like how they shortened the distance of the world's race.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. But overall, I thought that bike came up pretty awesome. Came up roses for the Trek Segafredo team.
yes.
Yeah.
So, little guy,
Yes.
resident tech expert that you are, do you know
I'm
what?
getting all the good segues tonight.
Do you know what Cameo is?
I don't. I'm not even gonna try. No. It's
Spencer,
a band.
are you familiar
from,
with
I believe,
Cameo?
the 1970s.
Little guy must have nailed it, I think. But yeah, I've heard a little bit about this, and I did a little exploring in here, Tim, and I'm excited to hear how many purchases you've made.
Okay, so for those that don't know what Cameo is, but basically you can pay money for your favorite social media influencer. We're checking on podcast hosts, favorite athletes, to basically leave you a
little private
message,
custom message.
Like they send you a video message of like, hey man, good luck tomorrow, Spencer. I'm really stoked. I know it's your wedding day. You know, like things are going to be going really good. Sorry, Tim can't make it, but he told me like this is your gift. And it's great to see you. And like that message would come from George Hincapie, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to pull a name out of the air.
So Cameo is the service that basically it's the mediary between social media influencers, stars, athletes, and you to get that personalized message. So the famous one that was going viral last week was The Rock. Someone paid money for The Rock to wish like the 100-year-old lady a happy birthday, right? So like that would be the classic one. You can get all types of famous people spending lots of money. So naturally, cyclists are in on the game.
Yeah.
And just to give you a range of pricing, little guy, George Hincapie is on there. It only costs $50 to get a cameo from George Hincapie. So that means that we would have to spend $50 to get George Hincapie finally on the Slow Ride podcast. But we will not stoop that low. We will get George Hincapie on this podcast at some point. We're not paying money for that. For free. Like, in fact, I'm pretty sure we can find a way where he gives us free hotel nights at Hotel Domestique in Greenville. Oh, sorry, I don't want to say too much because we want him to pay us to talk about his hotel.
It's true.
So the most expensive cyclist, when you filter high to low, is Phil Guyman at $100.
Phil Guyman's commanding the largest amount.
And not only is Phil Guyman the highest and most expensive cyclist, he is double the next guy, which is George Hincapie and Michael Valgren.
Okay. Valgren getting in the game.
Crazy.
Okay. So right away we're at Phil Guyman. Sorry, Phil, not paying $100 for you to show up when I can for $49 get Philippe Gilbert. Now, there's a couple of things here I want to talk about Philippe Gilbert. he's undercutting George Hincapie by $1. Kind of smart move. Price is Right game, right?
Yeah.
Price is Right scheme.
Yeah. And
you're looking pretty good.
And he's a Paris-Roubaix winner.
Paris-Roubaix winner, yeah. The photo that he uses is him lifting up the Paris-Roubaix trophy.
Hincapie's only a Paris-Roubaix second place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's very good.
Clearly that doesn't have anything to do with the price.
But it's a $1 difference. Yeah, that's a very good point. Here's the one for you, $30.
Uh-huh.
Now, underneath it says for charity. I want to see if this changes your opinion, guys.
I feel like you need to be giving us cyclist names, and we need to be prices writing you what we think their value is.
Okay, $30 for charity. So if you pay money for this gentleman, he will donate it to charity. Think of all the cyclists out there who would actually have to donate the money to charity to maybe save some face.
Oh, yeah. I remember this. It's our boy Moscon.
Yeah, it's Moscon. Would you pay $30 knowing it goes to charity? It doesn't tell you what charity. You're just going to have to trust the guy.
Yeah, it's probably from like a racist separatist charity or something. I'm not taking that chance.
Now, do you just get to send them like hey, it's my birthday, can you give me a shout out or whatever? Or do you get to like send him like a paragraph to read or whatever? Can we be like, hey, really sorry for all the racist things I've said in the past. My apologies in the were kind of BS, but this one's legit,
This one I'm getting paid $50, $49 to do is legit.
Okay, so you now know that Moscow is $30 for charity.
Yeah, the bar is set.
The bar is set. Okay, Onrek Moss. Sorry.
Future superstar.
Future superstar. Yeah. What is he coming in at? If Moscone is 30, and we know Hincapie's 50.
I'm going to say he's...
Guyman's clearly the outlier.
35. I'm buzzing in at 35.
35?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, 35 or 25, something in there. He's priced to move. He's priced to move up.
Nope, he's at 40. He's pulling the high ticket. All right.
It's ambitious.
All right. Here's another one for you.
Yeah. Especially after the year he's had. I would have maybe bring it down a little bit after this year. Last year maybe, but...
Oliver Nason. AG2R. Former Belgian national champion.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You can get Oliver Nason to text you a video saying, "Hey, little guy, it's me, Oliver Nason. How's it going?" Mm-hmm. How much would you have to pay him to be your friend for 10 seconds on Snap on the video?
He's got to be cheaper than Phil Gill, so he's probably like $30. But that's a screaming deal, I think.
Belgian
that's
national
a future
champion.
Flanders winner for
Belgian national champion.
Okay.
Future Flanders winner.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I do. Man, I think he's got the hipster power, but I don't think he actually has the star power to pull. Like, I think he's smart enough to know, like, I could get one at $50 or I could get 12 at $25.
Well, you're both wrong. He is a screaming deal at $15 in the marketplace here. Little guy.
That's a really good deal.
Oh.
We should be getting those all the time. I'm going to be pretty bummed if my birthday's coming up, you guys. I'm going to be... After this discussion, I'm going to be a little sad if Oliver Nason's not in my inbox.
Yeah.
We got a couple more here for you. This one's actually interesting. Lachlan Morton.
Oh.
The EF rider.
This is tricky.
Dirty Kansas veteran. He did that ride out in the UK from tip to tip, just all the way through on the gravel. Like Lachlan, like the hipster superstar.
Yeah.
And he is actually still good on Pro Tour races too, but he's probably commands What do you think?
All right. I'm buzzing in here. I think based on his personality, his agent is probably super frustrated with him because he doesn't know how to value himself properly, and he's coming in at $8.
Yeah, I get the same feeling. I imagine he's either doing really cheap or really expensive. Like his agent told him to get on here, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, $500."
He's probably the ultimate guy to be on here. Like he's so future focused that I'm surprised not all the EF riders are on. Like Mitch Docker's not on here. Mitch Docker could do, I think, more than Lachlan Morton. Lachlan Morton pulling in at $50 a pop.
50?
So one more than Philippe Gilbert.
Yeah,
interesting.
That is interesting.
Right.
It's a different market, man. It's a different market.
We have two more.
Okay, right. I'm ready.
Stephen Hyde.
Oh.
And Stephen Hyde's photo is him without a shirt on with his dog.
Oh, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Man, people are overpaying. You just got to get in an elevator with him. He'll talk to you.
I know.
People are morons. $35.
I am going to go $20.
Stephen Hyde coming in at $15, which will get you a lot of food at Sleggo's in Pensacola. Final one. Right. Simon Geschke, the full beard. This is, and I got to say, guys, there are not that many pro cyclists on here. I am a little disappointed. Mitch Docker, you got to get the entire squad on here. Like, this is Simon Geschke with the full beard, wearing his Triple C Pulsat jersey. How much is Simon Geschke going to get you?
Tour de France stage winner, right? So yeah, he's got that. $20.
I think the beard knows his value. I think he's coming in hard. $35.
You guys are dumb. $10. $10. That is such a steal. I kind of want to do this right now.
He's got just 3 career wins, so I think that's about right. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but $10, we may actually have to have him do this to give us the shout out for the Slow Ride podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is Simon Geschke. You're listening to the Slow Ride podcast. That I would pay $10 for that. Anyways.
This is how we as a Slow Ride podcast bankrupt ourselves, is learning about this and spending way too much of the little amount of money
we're going to, once a day for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have Philip Jobert say weird stuff to us until we realize we've overdrawn the account and we need to shut down.
I'm just this whole entire website is so amazing to me, and I'm kind of disappointed that there's not more people on here. Like, so here's my question. So, little guy,
I need a reference.
Who would you pay money to have someone talk to you? Like,
in truth, I feel very uncomfortable about the whole thing. I don't think I'd pay anybody money to talk to me.
How much would you pay for Matthew Vanderpool to give a shout out?
I mean, it's weird. I don't want to pay him anything for it. It's super weird. Think about it. It's super weird.
Yeah, but who would be the most expensive cyclist? Like, who should be number one?
Now, here's the thing, Tim. I need some clarification. I need a reference point of like real life. What does The Rock charge on this service? Like, what did that joke viral video content cost whoever put that through for The Rock?
That's a good question. And I am going to bring that up. I do know that Caitlyn Jenner costs you $2,500.
$2,500.
God, people do this? Like,
dude, but for Simon,
a lot of money.
Simon Geschke, $10, guys.
I think we can afford a lot of that. I think we could get him on. Like, he could be a host of the show for that.
I mean,
that'd be awesome.
It is impressive, isn't it? Oh, anyway.
It's just weird. It's weird, man.
This is so good. Head on over to look for us on Cameo. We have submitted our application.
Yeah, we're obviously going to be $16. Come on.
With that, let's get into the pre-lap.
This is Mitch Docker, and you're listening to the Slow Ride Pod.
Spencer, once again, we are being presented by pretty revolutionary sponsor here at the Wide Angle Podium Network and the Slow Ride Podcast. Mm-hmm. And I've seen quite a few videos coming across my Instagram feed of some of our listeners using the greatest power washer of all time, which I could have used today after my rainy bike ride. I totally failed. I should have used it.
You did.
If I had one.
Now,
I'm going to buy one now.
Yeah. And of course, you're talking about the WORX Tools Hydroshot. WORX, WORX, makes a power cleaner that hooks up to a water source, whether that's your hose or a bucket of water or even a 2-liter bottle that you've filled up with water, and runs off a battery, so you don't need a generator or any of that kind of thing. So perfect for cyclocross, perfect for your mountain bike races, perfect for throwing in the sprinter van if you're living the van life or the masters racer life and have that set up. This is what you want. It will clean off your bike, take care of all that gunk and grime and everything without blowing out your bearings, without blowing the grease out of your headset and everything else. We had so much attention out in Waterloo. We had a few of these out. We got 15-time national champion Katie Compton and Mark Legg using them. They were just across the aisle from us there in the expo, and they have not stopped raving about it since. Like, this is legit. This is the real deal. And you guys, our lovely listeners, can all get in on this as well by picking yourself up a Hydroshot over at yourcleanbike.com. That's where WORX has built a little website for our listeners, which includes a bike accessory kit, like brush kit, for getting in that cassette, getting in everything else. They've really thought of all these options specifically to cyclists. And if you head over there, use the coupon code CLEANBIKE to get yourself 15% off all of that stuff. Any Hydroshot, any accessories. And they make a 20 volt and a 40 volt version. Both of them totally adequate enough to clean off your bike, but just depends on, how much Tim Allen, the Toolman Taylor you've got in you.
Toolman Taylor.
But the batteries share between all the different WORX tools, so that's great. If you got a leaf blower or whatever, you don't got to buy new batteries. So super, super excited about being able to rep a product that really works super well and everybody's super psyched about. So check it out.
So speaking of Tim the Toolman Taylor, if you want Richard Karn on Cameo, Tool Time's real host, only $80.
Oh,
$80
for Richard Karn. So there you go.
He's got to make
well,
that
thanks
money.
for head on over to yourcleanbike.com. Use the coupon code CLEANBIKE to save some money on your WORX Hydroshot. I'd also like to thank Buckler Skincare for their partnership for the amazing wide-angle podium branded Miracle WAP. The tingle is the miracle. I got a list. There's about 15 of you that have purchased some Miracle WAP. It is the best chamois cream. So you 15, you're great. The next person that gets it, you're special number 16. So you should totally jump on it. It is great. They ship it to you. Everything totally worth it. I used it today. BucklerSkincare.com. It's there in the store. Handcrafted chamois cream from Tallahassee, Florida. Mm-hmm. John, the purveyor of the website and of the shop, is fantastic. He just bought a brand new Rock Lobster bike. He's all about it. He's a longtime cyclocross nerd. Check it out. Get some embrocation if you need it, but more specifically, get the Miracle WAP chamois cream.
And he, told us when we brought this idea to him, we originally wanted to throw back to an old slow ride joke. We wanted some banana scent in there, and he was willing to play ball. I just got to put that out there. We decided maybe that wasn't in our best interest monetarily for sales, but he was willing to play ball, and that's the kind of thing I appreciate out of a partner.
Yeah, John is fantastic. That is absolutely right. I forgot about the banana set. Maybe round 2. We'd also like to thank Grimpeur Bros for their continued support and partnership. Just real quick, they make 2 fantastic blends of coffee for us. Hello Cyclocross Friends Espresso Blend, and then also the full Schleck Light Roast. Head on over to wideanglepodium.com/coffee to find out more and to learn all about what Grimpeur Bros is doing to support cycling around this country, including the 2 blends of Wide Angle Podium coffee. So once again, wideanglepodium.com/coffee. And gentlemen, with that, let's get back to the show.
This is Katie Compton, and you're listening to the Slow Ride Podcast.
All right, we have a great review that I want to get off the top. As good in person as over the airwaves, 5 stars from KB. Nice. The 3 hosts of this podcast find each other's jokes just funny enough that listeners can't help but laugh along with them. I paid them this backhanded compliment at the Trek CX World Cup, and like a sticky water bottle from the team car, they reached out and took it without shame. My girlfriend also walked directly up to Super Rookie and asked, "Are you little guy?" At that moment, I knew he must have felt like Matthew Vanderpool when Peter Sagan said he'd never heard of him. I can say without a doubt that I would not have reached 33rd place in the Saturday Cat 4-5 race without the knowledge and race tactics I've learned from this show. 5 stars.
There you go.
Well, thank you for the great review.
Thanks.
Little guy, you were not even there
No,
for that.
I walked up. I walked up right after it happened. So yeah.
Surprisingly, you weren't there. You were probably stuck on the side of the highway in your van again.
Oh, zing, 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 zing.
But it was great seeing everybody. I believe the reviewer KB is from Asheville, which is a pretty cool town. I did ask him if he just recently got out of the Biltmore parking lot from the cyclocross race in 2014.
Well played.
It landed so well. Timely jokes.
Yeah.
But overall, it was great seeing everybody out there. Thanks for the wonderful review. And
oh my God.
Yeah.
I
Always
mean,
great to see.
Yeah. We need to reiterate how awesome it was out there to be able to interact face to face with so many people and having so many people come up to the booth and just say hey and just share their stories and stuff. That was amazing. Thank you guys again.
Oh, it was absolutely awesome. Hey guys, I discovered the Slow Ride podcast quite recently after recommendation from listening to the Mitch Docker podcast. Also on the Wide Angle Podium. Check it out. Life in the Peloton. It is so good. Anyways, I was listening back to episode 260 where you mentioned how awesome Bromptons are. Well, I've been listening to your funny pod mostly while brazing Bromptons in London.
What?
Working in production line can sometimes be boring. Thanks for brightening up my day while entertaining listening. Keep up the good work. Your Brompton Brazer, checkmate.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Gentlemen, we have reached the promised land. We are on.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on the way.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions for the Brompton Brazer? I have so many. The different handlebars. What handlebars are preferred? Because you can build it's like a menu when you go into a Brompton store on what you want to build out.
Yeah.
They're probably the coolest bikes that are out there.
They're very, very, very cool bikes.
Absolutely. Here's the thing. We got to give the Brompton Brazer a shout out because Brompton offers a paint scheme or a paint job that is no paint. It's just a clear coat where you get the raw steel and you can see the brazing, and
yes,
it always looks fantastic. And so partially due to him. So thank you. Thank you for that. It's a great looking Brompton option. And if I was going to get one, that's what I would get. Hint, hint.
Hey, Brompton Brazer, if you just have a spare Brompton hanging around, can you just send one over? Preferably the clear coat. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what my problem with Bromptons are?
I would love to. I would love to hear
let's start
this.
trashing them. We've got some goodwill going here.
It takes me a while to unfold it.
Yeah.
Mostly because I've never gotten the experience. But when I see someone that is on I've seen Bromptons come into the store when I used to have Swift Cycle. The sales manager in the US came in and he walked in with the folded bike. He rode it up on the sidewalk, folded it up, came in, was like, hello, gentlemen. Totally did the whole salesman thing. Yeah. It's like, would you like to try to unfold my bike? It took me a while to figure out how to unfold the bike. It took him 10 seconds.
That should take less
and I'm
than
like,
that.
And I knew it would take practice, but man, I'm always like, how does this thing fit here? And then the way it collapses, I'm totally jealous.
So,
yeah.
So the thing you don't like about Brompton bicycles is that you don't know or you haven't practiced enough to do the thing that other people can do just fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you also hate the Specialized Venge because, Peter Sagan can ride it really fast and drop you? Is this how it works?
Tim gets mad.
No,
Have you ever seen Tim when he sees somebody beautifully play the piano or something? Just anger.
But I gotta say, I totally want a Brompton. I totally would love the clear coat Brompton.
Oh, get your own favorite color.
I am all about the Brompton Electric.
Oh man, Timmy, come on.
The Brompton Electric, I'm all about. That's the ultimate electric e-bike. That's the way they should be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll admit it.
The way that the battery pack is on the head too. Anyways, I'm all about Bromptons. They're fun. I just wish I was faster in folding them up.
I mean, it would probably
there's the train. I gotta load it up real quick. Thank God there isn't trains in Orlando because then I have no need. But
it would take you all of 20, 30 minutes to become a pro at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
oh, so good. I love them. So thanks for that great email. Also, we got another good one. This one comes to us from Jacob Sorensen, Hey guys, I found the podcast and was instantly happy. I was at a cycling podcast low between morting the transfer and pretty much benching of Dane Cash at Cycling Tips and the taming of Gus Morton from American ketchup-loving Coach Bobby Joe. I'm very happy to have found you guys and sad I've missed out on so much great commentary. Question is, Quinn Simmons won the junior world title. Mm-hmm. Yes. He has 2 pierced ears. Bling Matthews has pierced ears. Moving forward, should Quinn Simmons keep his earrings in because of Bling's career, or should Quinn take them out immediately to avoid a future following in Bling's footsteps?
Oh.
Bonus idea is, could he gauge them up to mini zip discs for sponsor dollars?
Oh, now that's an idea.
Yeah.
Now, Spencer, you are our gauged ear expert.
Okay.
Should he keep the gauged ears like Bling Matthews or get rid of them because of Bling Matthews?
Yeah, so the pierced ears, I didn't, this is a eagle-eyed listener because I did not notice this. I probably should have. I think the earrings are not the problem. I don't think the earrings are what got you Bling where he is. I think it's, unless it becomes Bling Simmons, you know, like I think he's in the clear. I think he's going to be okay. But
you think Bling's going to crash him out?
I don't know. But you've got a very good point here about the gauged ears. If you gauge these up to 1-inch plugs, that is uncharted sponsor real estate. People are. Right now we've got a spattering of Red Bull helmets throughout the peloton, throughout professional cycling, and this is just another area. Maybe you get a Monster energy drink sponsorship on your gauges, or you get Mountain Dew, or you get I don't know what, like Fender guitars, like something along those lines,
like a Surge sponsorship or something.
Yeah, like a personal sponsor that you can bring in that's not going to offend your team kit sponsors or your bike sponsor or anything like that, because it's not going on your kit or on your bike or whatever.
You think Agro Tubel or whatever, the old French team sponsor that made industrial fencing, would be really into having guys with gauged ears?
Oh yeah, probably. Just they could have all the different gauges across the different riders.
I wonder how long until the UCI starts having a measurement device on how big Quinn's gauged ears can be, right? Because I'm sure there's some kind of aerodynamic advantage to have the wind pass through your earlobes than around.
It's like those oval forks they used to make that had the slits.
Yeah, the UCI is going to find a way to ban this, as Graham Obrey would say. He's going to ban it.
They'll do that before they, deal with all the barrier feet thing controversy that sprung up again this week. They'll deal with.
What's the barrier feet? What are you talking about?
The dude Hadig or whatever crashed at the it's like the Giro de Metropolitani whatever. How do you say it? Pronounce Tour de la Eurometropole.
Okay.
Dude came around, hit the barrier foot, and went down hard, and
So it wasn't the flat barrier feet. It was the stuff that comes out of the
of course,
angle.
it was the one. No, it was the ones that stick out. So it was like coming around the last corner. So, like I don't know. That controversy comes up every 3 weeks. Somebody hits one of those, I think.
Yeah, it comes up pretty regularly, but this time I thought was a little different because silver medal at the recent UCI World Road Race Championships.
Yeah,
Trenton made a whole bunch of social media comments about how stupid these barriers were, how they're super dangerous, how flat-footed barriers exist in every country.
Yep.
And why can't they just buy the safe ones instead of using these horrible ones that keep causing crashes? And that, that is maybe the most painful reason yet for me that Trenton didn't win the World Championships, because who cares what silver medal says?
It's true. Trenton is pretty. He seems to always be one to speak his mind. It does seem like as the world champion, he would be taking no guff at any race. I feel like he would have parlayed that rainbow bands into basically
Like, I'm not starting this race.
Yeah.
It
feels like it would turn into a year of him being like, you know what was stupid here? You know? And just like, which would have been awesome. I mean, I'm not saying any disrespect to Mads, but you know.
No, that's, I mean, that's got to be the best part of being world champion, right? Is just making weird demands.
Well, these are not, obviously this is not a ridiculous demand. It's not like he was asking for 400 jelly beans, red jelly beans, and one yellow one perfectly situated in the middle, which perhaps he was going to ask for too. But also safe barriers. Yeah. Pretty legit request.
Absolutely.
I wonder what like Trenton would charge on Cameo pre-World Championship stripes and after, right? Like that would be the ultimate test, is what the value of the World Championship stripes are to your personal brand, is how much you're willing to increase your cost on
Cameo.
The Cameo platform. But the barriers, you're right, Logai, it always comes up here and there. We did have the barrier, we didn't talk too much about it, is like the Wout van Aert, like contemplating suing the ASO, and you're like, come on, wow, don't go this route.
Crazy. Like, yeah, I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
Did he get caught on the feet, or did he get caught on like a banner that kind of came out, or was the barrier not up against?
He hit his leg.
No, they have the feet that stick out, but then each one connects to each other with these hooks that wrap around. And so one of the hooks was not wrapped around the barrier next to it; it was sticking out. Yeah. And that is nasty. That is nasty.
And that's what got him.
That's what got him. That's why it's such a bad injury.
That was really more of just, whoever the $10 an hour, €10 an hour employee was that was hanging the barriers on the trip.
Well, it wasn't assembled properly. So, I mean, he's probably, I'm sure there's a lawyer somewhere that was like, hell yeah, we will take this case.
I'll take that case. You're Wout van Aert. This is fantastic. Yeah. Do you want to sue Matthew Vanderpool for beating you all the time? I'll make that work.
Not as often as you think.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, guys, let's get to the sadness mailbag this week. Carlos Betancourt still without a contract for the 2020 season.
Yeah. Do you think he's
Are we at nervous time? Are we nervous Nelly yet? Now, they also announced that Hong Kong Hammer Series is not happening.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
So here...
Well, yeah, the political unrest there has kind of trumped the.
But think of the political unrest that's going to sweep across Colombia if Carlos Betancourt doesn't have a contract after his display that he put in at the World Championships.
I know. I gotta think he's just building suspense right now. Like, I gotta think he's maybe weighing some options that are on the table, and just kind of negotiating for the best rates.
I think Carlos might need a new agent. And I can't think of three better people than to represent Carlos Betancourt than us. Carlos, we will help you get a contract. We know some people.
I think we can pull that off.
I think he's going to get. My guess is he gets re-signed by Movistar. That they're just sort of playing. They're making him wait.
I could see him over at like Arkea or something.
I don't think he's going that way.
I mean, yeah, that's possible. He's
like Nairo could use another Colombian because he's got winner Anacana.
Yeah.
It says Carlos Betancourt, and then they'll have those three for the mountains, and then they have I guess Greipel retired, so he's done.
Is it official that he's retired, or it's just it's still up in the air? But yeah, it seems pretty likely.
What's up with German sprinters? Is Degenkolb the only one left?
There's up and coming German sprinters. There's Pascal Ackermann.
Yeah, I forgot about him. Sorry.
Groenewegen.
Is Groenewegen?
No, he's
German.
Dutch.
Is he Dutch? He's Dutch.
Yeah,
never mind.
And then there's Rick Zabel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he counts. I think just being spawned by a sprinter doesn't make you a sprinter. Groenewegen's not Dutch. He's from the Netherlands, or not Belgium. You're right. He is Dutch. Never mind. Don't listen to me. He's too short. I got confused.
It was a tricky one.
Yeah, it was super tricky.
There's a bunch of riders that are not in contract right now. So I don't think we need to be worried about Carlos Betancourt yet. Rohan Dennis is a world champion. He is not signed yet. Esteban Chavez, also not signed yet. Sam Bennett, not with contract. Daryl Impey, Mark Cavendish, although
but these guys are all getting contracts though.
Posavivo, not signed.
That's a tough one though, since he's injured and he's
Kirienka, Albacini, Steve Cummins, and an interesting one on this list. Our boy Taylor Phinney.
Oh, I'm not worried. He will totally get signed.
I don't know what's going on. I'm a little thinking that Taylor's going to pull the plug.
You think so?
He's going all in on the music career.
Has he done any bike races this year?
Yeah, a little one called Dirty Kansas.
Other than the alternate schedule, has he done any bike races this year? I've watched the EF Gone Racing. Taylor seems like he's just like he doesn't seem like he's that into it anymore.
Well, he is on the start list for the Japan Cup on October 20th.
There you go.
So maybe he will win the 6th monument in cycling, and then someone will sign him. Guys, I'm not concerned about Phinney not having a contract. He will land somewhere.
I don't even think he's
starting to get a little worried about
he's just going to pull the plug and retire.
You think he'll retire?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Nah.
All right.
I've seen EF's been announcing a fair number of signings the last couple weeks. I don't know. Taylor hasn't come up.
I do want to throw it out there. Mads Peterson, not on the start list for Japan Cup.
Yeah.
I think if you have that sweet jersey and the bike, like, you need to show that thing off everywhere you go. There's nothing happening in October anymore. Like, bike racing is done. There's no more races. All of the cool races are done except for the big one, and that, of course, is the Japan Cup.
Yep.
Isn't that right, little guy?
Yes, or something like that. He's got to take the break so he can start building up for the spring classics, man.
Well, there's like no more classics at all this year.
Oh, this is your backhanded segue to insult the Italian Classics week, which we're in the middle of right now, Timmy. We got Lombardy coming up, and you guys know my favorite race, Giro d'Emilia, just happened, and I know you guys didn't pay attention just to spite me.
Nope.
God.
Why is it your favorite race? I feel like every year you have a new favorite race.
No, I always talk about this race because it goes up past the arches all the way up the final climb. It was where the Giro's first stage or second stage was this year, the time trial that Roglic won. And then Roglic won the race again.
Oh, Roglic did?
Yeah, see?
Who'd he beat?
You should be interested. He beat
There's probably no one in that race. Who'd he beat?
He beat our boy, Mr. VO2 Max Michael Woods.
Oh.
And our soon-to-be favorite rider, Sergio Higuita from EF Education. Second and third, EF. And then Malema, and then Valverde. Come on.
All right. So
it's good. It's a good. Go back and watch it.
So is this a tune-up? This is a tune-up for the actual 5th monument in cycling, Lombardia, right?
Yes. But all this week, you've got a race. There was a race today, like the GP something. You got, Torino's in a couple days. You got that one that Tom's won last year, Tre Valli Vernisi or whatever. You got like a good Italian race every day this week.
Yeah.
It's a good week. It's not it's not Belgium in the spring, but it's the last gasp before it's all cyclocross, man.
Italy in the fall is pretty good. Lombardia is a great race.
It's wonderful.
I've watched the end of some of the previous editions of the Emilia on your recommendation, and it is a fantastic race to watch.
It's beautiful. It's like you don't get a more beautiful setting than this amazing archway leading the riders up.
Right. And it's
going into the Lombardia, little guy, is Nibali going to win again?
I think he got
next weekend,
himself
right?
dropped pretty hard in these last couple races. So, but that's how the way he rides. I don't know. I'm gonna throw Tom's down. Tom's has been riding steady. Tom's or Malema. It's coming from track, baby.
If Tom's could win that'd be fantastic. That'd be so awesome.
He had a good. He was he's 7 seconds back today at the GP Bruno. But I don't know.
Well,
our boy Malema has been there in all these races, but he is not fast in a sprint. So
that's kind of his MO. I think we've gone over this in the past.
Pains me.
All these things in Lombardia, the 5th monument, all leading up, building to a crescendo at the Japan Cup for the 6th monument in cycling, which puts Japan on the map. But there's another thing that puts this small country that you may have never heard of on the map, which is Japan. They've got some cycling events coming up in 2020 that everybody's talking about. It's all the rage right now. I can't pronounce it. I don't know if it's Japanese. Olympics.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. I've heard about this.
Yeah, so they had a test event there this weekend on the
Olympics.
I guess that's anyway, they had a test event there this week for the mountain bike track, and I know one of your favorite pastimes, Tim, is critiquing man-made mountain bike tracks for the Olympics. You have really gone further in depth on this topic than probably anybody else.
I'm a big fan of the dirt Zamboni. I want the most TV-friendly bike racing possible, and it usually happens to be the mountain bike Olympic race.
Yeah.
Where just 5 cameras on the course. So basically, it's like a cyclocross race, but cooler.
Yeah. No,
it's like a rock.
Well, you are going to be psyched with Tokyo because we got some of the first shots of the track, some of the first little Instagram videos and stories from all the stars who are there checking out the track for the first time this week, and it will not disappoint you. There are little rock hucks and jumps and log piles and things that look so perfectly curated that
are there some good downhills with a rock jump that you're gonna take the A or the B line and both have rocks? Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, the smooth transitions just make the A line so beautiful.
Was Matthew Vanderpool there? Was Schroeder there?
I think everybody was there, as far as I know. I don't have the men's results in front of me, actually, so I don't even know who won the men's race. Yolanda Neff took the win in the women's race with a couple of other Swiss riders in the top 10, so they were looking very, very dominant. I think they went 1, 2, 4, and 6, something like that. It was pretty dominant, but I'm
starting to look at some of these pictures.
Yeah.
They look pretty amazing.
The big news in that race, PFP got taken out in the first rock garden about 10 minutes into the race and broke her nose. So did not finish. So that sucks. That's a tough injury to take. Smashing your face into a rock.
Yeah, that is not good at all. I'm very disappointed to hear that. So she didn't win.
No, she didn't win. She still gets to wear the World Championship jersey next time she races. That does carry on.
Can you wear the World Championship jersey at the Olympics? Or is that like the one event where you're not allowed to wear it?
I don't know, but I assume you have to wear your national team kit.
Yeah, I don't think you could wear
it. Quick question.
Yeah.
Is Peter Sagan going to do the Olympic mountain bike race?
I actually do know the answer to this one. He has confirmed that he is not going to do it this time.
What?
It is not in the cards for him. No.
Nah, that's kind of lame.
Totally lame.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, but imagine if the Sagan Vanderpool drama came down to a mountain bike race at the Olympics.
Drama.
That would put everybody on their heads.
He has to know who he is now, right? Like, this is finally just now solved. So, with that. Well, dudes, I'm excited for the mountain bike Olympics, regardless of what it looks like, as long as I can see it on TV. Overall, we talked time pedals. We talked World Championship kit.
Yeah.
We've talked dumb Italian classics racing. We've talked so much cycling this week.
Good.
We also got an email
Get your fill
from someone that's on the Brompton line right now.
That's incredible.
Pretty cool. I think it's a pretty successful episode. So with that, I'd like to thank all of the Wide Angle Podium members and subscribers. Head on over to wideanglepodium.com to find out how you can support the show. We'd also like to thank WORX for their Hydroshot power washer. Head on over to yourcleanbike.com and use the code CLEANBIKE to save some money on your purchase and all of the great accessories that come with it. Also, head over to Buckler Skincare for Miracle WAP, Chamois Cream, and Grimpeur Bros by going to wideanglepodium.com/coffee to see the 2 great blends that they've put together for us. And with that, this is Tim in Orlando, Florida.
Matt in Minneapolis.
And this is Spencer in Boston, reminding you to always wave at all your fellow cyclists that you see out on the road.
The Slow Ride Podcast. Bikes, advice, and rumors straight from the source. theslowridepodcast.com, and on Twitter at theslowridepod.
I gotta admit, guys, I was really disappointed when I saw that the Zwift doping was something within the game. Like, that was so stupid.
I read the article wrong, and I thought that they actually hook like their blender straight up to their crank. You know, like that's I read it as
like the guy was making cookies